Okay, we've got demo video number 4. This one involves setting renewal appointments, and this one specifically for the customer service department. So moving on to the next slide. This is the topics we're going to cover. We're going to cover the renewal info list, which is really what I call the electronic renewal sheets. And then we're going to, from there, going to take a look at those, see how they work, and then take a look at the inventory calculation, how we do that, and how now it's automatic instead of manual, which is going to save a lot of time. Then we're going to actually create a service order so we can set a renewal appointment. And that's really these 3 items here, the selecting service items and then setting the renewal appointment. Again, you have to create a service order before you can do that. And then we'll go through and show how the renewal status is updated through the process, and that's whether the renewal is pending, set, TBRST, to be reset, produced, or canceled. And then we'll look at how we're going to use the call log for goal appointments, or to track goal appointments, I should say. All right, so here we're going to move into the system, and this cube here, customer renewal info, is the renewal sheets, but they're in electronic format. So instead of having the sheets in a paper sheets like we get now, they're going to look like this. So I'm going to click here, open it up, and you see here different account numbers and month, weeks, and different statuses. We're going to drill down. We're going to pull up month, week 81, which we've been using for test purposes. And you can see here we've got produced, set, produced, and here are the different renewals. You see the customer number, you see their plan dates, and all of these here have service orders attached to them. Let's try another one to see what month, week 83. And again, here's the filter for month, week, and I'm putting in 83. So this one here, you see, we've got produced. Here's one that's pending, which means this has not, the renewal is not currently set. TBRST means it was set, but now it's not. It needs to be reset. And then produce means that we actually produced it. And again, pending means that we haven't yet started working that renewal. These ones here you can see that do not have any status. These are ICs that were created this year. So again, they won't be part of the renewal calculation, but you can see them here from the list. So anyway, so let's go look at month, week for September 1, 91. Now this is one that's completely blank. And so there's a process to start working these. And again, this is what Stephanie would do. Say, okay, we're going to start working month, week 1, or month, September, week 1. So we have this function here to update renewal status. And what we're doing here, we're putting in month, week of 91, saying which service zone we want as MC. And then we're going to mark these as on, which means we are working the renewals. And we can start attaching these renewal contracts to service items. So I click this, hit OK. Okay, now you see these are checked as on, and all of these renewal statuses here are pending, which means we need to actually create service orders and set renewals. So let's do that for this very first one here. You can go down the list and pick the one you want to work, but we're going to pick the first one, MD00420. And we've got this button here for new service order. So I click this, and it creates a service order for this customer. Again, if you've watched the prior videos, you know the service order is where we actually go in and create a customer, we create an appointment for a customer. We're going to have an issue with this one here with this declined email, so I'm going to have to go in and change this real quick, because you can't have the declined email in this field here. I'm going to put in my email address. Okay. All right, now I'm going back to the service order. It still says declined email here, but it's pointing to the email address I just typed in on the customer card. So anyway, so we've got this. So we're ready to go in and set the renewal appointment. Notice here, if you click down, go down to the bottom of the service order, you will see the renewal info tab, which also sits on their customer card, which I'm clicking on now. And this is where we can go in and edit the type of contract. And again, notice here, this is showing as pending because we have set the renewal status as on, and you see it's checked as on here. Okay, so I'm back to the service order, and I'm going to go here to line, service item template. Again, service item template is where, like our service list, and I'm going to go in and select service plan renewal. I hit OK. And you see we get this reminder message here. It says, please select renewal line number for service item. What this is reminding me what I have to do for each renewal appointment. I have to go here to renewal line number and actually select the renewal that's on their renewal info tab and attach it to the service item. This will allow us this will allow the system to automatically track this renewal through the setting and production process. So it's very important that we do that. Okay, so I've attached the renewal, and again, then we've got the fields here for the for the payment information. Let's say they're going to put down $70, and they're going to pay it in 7 installments. And we're not going to schedule a reservice or anything else with this. We're just going to keep it as a simple renewal. Notice here that the renewal status is pending. Okay, now I go to line to resource allocations, and I see the available resource or technicians to schedule this for, and I'm going to schedule this for Monday for Garrett at 3 p.m. So I select the time I want, I hit auto allocate hours, and you always know that you've actually selected the appointment time when a 1 appears here in selected hours. I hit OK, I hit refresh. Now you can see this appointment is scheduled for Garrett. Notice down here that the appointment is now set. So that's automatic. So, and then if we go back to, I'm going to close out of here, go back to the renewal info list. Now that you see here, the renewal status here is set. So if you were pulled up the list for September week 1, you would see that for this customer, this renewal, it's set. You wouldn't need to do anything with it. If we were to click on, if we were wanted to calculate the inventory here, it's this renewal status button. It sits right here. And you put in the month, week, and the service zone code. And it tells you how many are pending, how many are set, how many produced, how many are canceled, or TBRST. So we've set 1, so the inventory is really 20. We've got 20 that remain to be, that need to be set, and 1 that's already set. Let's go now and do one more. This one, MD00421. Oh, and let me back up here. I'm sorry. Let me go back to, oops, I accidentally closed out of here. So I'm back to the renewal info list, put in month, week 91. This is where I want to be. I'm going back to the service order that we just set. So you see this command here for view service order will actually open and let you look at a service order that's already been attached to this renewal. And I'm going to go here to call log. Here, this is where we can use this for a lot of different things, recording inbound phone calls, outbound, whether we've talked to a customer or not. But one thing we can use it is to track an appointment that we set that counts towards our goal or the renewal goal. So I'll select goal here, and then you notice we've got the date and time. We can run a report later based on the user ID, the person who set the appointment, to keep track and know whether or not they've met goal or not. So going back to this list, now let's set a renewal for this customer here, MD00421. So I select the renewal work, click on service order or create service order. Now I can go in and set the renewal appointment. I would go to line, service item template, service plan renewal. It gives me the reminder message to attach the renewal to the line item, which is here. Notice this renewal price is $356, but this contract is $133 termite only. So when I attach the renewal here, notice the price automatically changes to $133, and it changes here on the service line details. So let's say this is going to be a $40 payment. Going to enable the installment plan, say they're going to pay it in 3 installments. And now we're going to set the appointment. So we go to resource line, click on line, resource allocations. Whoops. In order to set the appointment, you have to have whatever line item in here highlighted. That's why we just got that message. So now it's here, resource allocations. Okay, and I can see that we've got Jonathan on Monday in this area. So I'm going to select this for 9 o'clock. Go to auto allocate hours, hit OK, hit refresh. Now this is set for Jonathan. Let's go back to the renewal list. Now we've got 2 appointments set. If we want to see how that affects the inventory calculation, we click on renewal status summary, month week 91 for MC. Notice now it's 19 pending and 2 are set. So by attaching that renewal contract, it's able to automatically track, the status of the renewal during the process. Let's say that this customer called back in and they needed to reschedule it. So you could go to view service order. Here and go to resource deallocations. This will remove the appointment date and time from this service order. So I click resource deallocations. It confirms that yes, I want to deallocate. I hit refresh. It removes the appointment time. Notice here now this status is TBRST. If you go back here to the renewal info list, which again, the electronic daily sheets, notice for this record, it's now TBRST. So the appointment setter in customer service would know, looking at this list, hey, I need to go and click on this renewal or this service order at some point and reset this appointment. And we'll go ahead and do that now. We'll click View Service Order and go in and reset this appointment. Oops, wrong thing. I meant to hit Resource Allocations. There we go. So why don't we set this one for Brian on Tuesday. So I select the time, I hit auto allocate, you see the 1 there, hit OK and refresh. Now it's selected for Brian. We're going to do one more appointment and do it as a same day appointment so we can show how that the statuses can be changed to produced. So let's say this one here, let's say we schedule this one for, I'm going to pretend it's actually Saturday that I'm doing this demo, but I'm going to pretend it's Monday and we're setting it as the same day. So I select this, I click on New Service Order, and the first thing I would do is I'd go to the service line, select Service Item Template, select the Service Plan Renewal. It's reminding me to attach the renewal. I go here to attach the renewal. Okay. And then let's say I'm going to go in and put in the payment information. Let's say they're going to put down $70 and they're going to pay it in 7 installments. Okay. We'll also say for this one that we're going to add a pest control reservice, that they're having an issue with ants. And we will, in this case, we will add a separate service item for the pest control service here, and we would go in and put in the appropriate target pest. Notice in doing this, now this becomes a 2-hour appointment, and we would want to make this a 1-hour appointment. So we would go here to hour for allocation, change this to 1, hit refresh. Now the hours for this appointment is 1 o'clock. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this, and we're going to simulate this as a same-day appointment. And when you set a same day, we have this alert to go to dispatch department so they know it's the same day. And I'm going to cover these notes more in depth in a later video. But for right now, we're going to put in same day appointment here in the alert. Whoops. Notify tech. Check this box. And this process sends an alert to the dispatch department. So there they receive an email, and then there's also a list where this appointment will appear. And then the dispatch department can notify the technician and have them run this service order. Just actually kicked me off the service order in doing this, so I'm going to reopen it. Okay, so that alert has been sent to the dispatch department. And again, I'm kind of glossing over this now in this demo, but there will be a whole video devoted to these alert fields. So now let's go in and set the appointment. So we click on resource allocations, and we're pretending it's Monday, and we're going to set it for Ray at 5 o'clock. So I select Ray, I hit auto allocate hours, the 1 appears, I hit OK, and I hit refresh. All right. Notice now this appointment is, the renewal status is set. Okay, so let's go through the process, and I'm going to trade places. I'm going to say, instead of like I'm in the renewal department, now I'm in dispatch, and we're going to post this appointment as being completed. So when the technician calls in to dispatch and says, yes, I completed this appointment, I did it exactly as it was set up, I did the renewal, I did the pest control reservice, he's going to give chemical information to the dispatch department so they'll know which chemicals he's used. So I'm going to select just one chemical just for an example here. Let's say he used Fuse for the ants, and let's say he used 3. Location, let's say he around the perimeter of the home, let's say it was 50 linear feet, and say he used his spray rig. And I don't even know, that probably doesn't make sense, but it just give you an example. So he does that. Now the appointment's completed. We need to post this to their account. So we go in, we hit post, and hit OK. So it's complete. This is a completed appointment. So now notice this renewal status is automatically changed to produced based on posting to that account. So that's going to save us a lot of work. We do a lot, because right now there's a lot of work that's involved in going from route sheets to CMS to mark whether or not the renewals were produced or not. So in this case, it'll be automatic based on that posting. And now if you go and let's look at what this renewal status summary, which is really our inventory. Now you see we've got 18 pending, 1 produced, and 2 set. So if you wanted to go and look at another month week, like let's say we look at month week 83, So you see here now you've got, all these produced, and if you go to this renewal status summary, it tells you here. So you've got 3 TBRST, 1 set, 2 pending, 4 produced, and actually there was 1 we canceled here. So this, I know it's a process now to go in and actually take the daily sheets and count each one, to calculate the inventory. I think you can see here in this process, it's automatic. So we're going to go back to September week 1, and we're going to schedule 1 more renewal. We'll do this one here. And again, so you would click on New Service Order. The service order comes up. And then you go to Line, Service Item Template, Service Plan Renewal. This is the reminder to select the renewal, attach the renewal to the service item here. Okay, we do that. And let's say with this one, we're going to add a mosquito service. So now we've got these 2 services here. We've attached the renewal line. Notice the total charge is $455. And let's say they've got a $20 Facebook coupon. We can put that in here. Let's say there's some type of code that goes along with it. Now let's say they're going to put down $150 for this and do it over 7 installments. Okay. All right, now we'll go in and actually, and again, just one thing to note here, notice how it adds the 2 prices together. And then when you put the coupon in, it subtracts that for the net service charge. Then it knows the amount that we're going to collect at the time of service, $150, to get to the amount that we're going to bill them for $285. Notice still that this renewal status is pending here. So we go into Line, Resource Allocations, and we'll set this one for Monday for Jonathan at 2 p.m. I hit Auto Allocate Hours, and this is going to be a 2-hour appointment, so you see the ones fill in for the 2 hours. I hit OK, I hit Refresh, and now you can see this time is taken here for Jonathan. Notice that the renewal status is now set. So it's automatic. And again, the whole key to this is when you, this line item here for the service plan renewal, you have to select that contract. Now, if we go here to the call log, we can go in and make this here and say, okay, this was a goal appointment. And it's recorded, date, time stamped here. And we can run a report, see based on the user ID, I've logged in as administrator, and we'll be able to, track the number of goal appointments that I set for a date range for a day or week or whatever the case may be. Okay, so let's go back. Now, see here for month week 91, we've got 3 set. So if we go to the status summary, month week 91, service zone code MC, 17 pending, 1 produced, and 3 set. So it's a much cleaner process. And again, keep in mind, there will be no more daily sheets. The process that we just went through here is the way we're going to set up renewals, in this system, and then we're going to select them via, this renewal info list and create service orders and set the renewals. And then they'll be posted by the dispatch department as they're run. And everything will be recorded right here. So there'll be a process for canceling the renewal appointments, but there'll be a separate video for that. Well, I'm going to end it right here. And like I said, this concludes this video.